DJ, play the intro. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Japa. If it's your first time here, welcome. Please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you end up enjoying this video at any point, please don't forget to, hit the like button and leave your comment in the comment section below. Guys, as you can see, I'm not alone. I have some very, nice, amazing people. So I'm going to, do you guys want to introduce yourself or should I introduce you guys?
Do I need introduction?
You guys know Ronke. She's hoodlum. She have come. Look at her. If you watched the last vlog, she was there.
I'm back again.
But yeah, guys, this is Ronke, my very, very close friend. She's my childhood friend. This is Ebun.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. I mean, it's like, she's so, don't mind how anything you see here is a lie. Okay, no, it's not a lie, but she's vibes on vibes. But all this, she's not gentle. If you see her on the road, please bill her.
No, please don't.
And this is Emmanuel as well. He's also a cool, person. I'm still getting to know Emmanuel. He's sitting like he's reserved, but I feel like there you have it. If you see him on the road, guys, tell him that I said you should bill him. But yeah, you guys, welcome to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You guys, we are talking about the in thing. You guys, one guy is a bad influence. So.
Excuse you.
Oh. You said the way I'm just I need to change my friends.
Wow.
But it's okay.
I beautified your life.
With what?
The rasness.
You guys, we're talking about Japa. Japa. DJ, play the intro. Anyway, guys, we're talking about Japaing today. Yeah, we're talking about, the untold truth about Japaing. What you necessarily wouldn't hear people talk about when it comes to Japaing. And I need to correct a notion. Japaing is not a bad thing, unlike what people are trying to portray. If you are not a Nigerian, I will explain what Japa is. Japa is the process of you leaving your country of residence to another country for greener pastures. Everybody does it. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white or blue or green. At some point in life, you leave where you are to another place, for more opportunities, for better, to meet people. That is what Japaing is. So I hope the notion has been corrected. If you are listening to it, it just happens to be that we Nigerians, because we are people that have vibes, vibes on vibes. We don't like, boring things. We decided to give it a name. Yeah, and the name is Japa.
Japa is basically migration.
Yeah, it's just migration. Yep. That's what it is. Thank you, Emmanuel. That's what it is. So, all right, so we're going to dive into this discussion. Like I said, we're having a conversation. So take a cup of tea, wine. If you're like some people that we cannot mention their names, I take myself. And if it's water like me, take water and just chill and let's just have this conversation. Of course, don't forget to join the conversation in the comment section below. All right. My people. Talk to me. How did you Japa? Like, not how do you see? Oh, I forgot to mention, guys. Migration in a legal way.
It's not real me.
It's very important that we say that.
It's not in the desert.
Yes.
Got it.
Are you throwing some shots here?
No.
All right, guys. So how did you Japa? Emmanuel, do you want to go? No. Emmanuel, let me say, you're Balogun lórí obìnrin.
Yeah. In the obìnrin part, I don't know.
Do you understand what that is?
It's true, yeah.
So guys, no, not guys. People, please give it up for our Balogun in the comment section below. All right. So how did you Japa?
I've always wanted to travel to further my studies. Like I finished from the university in 2014, and then went on to law school. And after that, I wanted to go on for my master's, and but suddenly I got caught up in the labor market. I started working, and I'm like, next year I will do it. T20. I'm like, what? And
Done this.
it gets more difficult every year, and the requirements becomes strenuous.
yeah.
And 2020, I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for somewhere affordable, somewhere calm, somewhere probably where I'll be so far from my family.
Was there a reason? Is it because of village people?
It turns out village people have their ways. They can trace you anywhere. And so I was searching for universities that offer my course of study. So I came up with a list, and that was when I discovered Estonia. I'm like, where is this place? And started reading about it, and I love the program. I love the location of the country. And,
You do?
yeah, as of then,
Okay.
I really loved it. Maybe I would have changed my mind if I knew the winter was this harsh. So I started working on coming to Estonia or to Norway, and I applied to both institutions, and I was selected on both, and
Decided to come to Estonia.
decided to come to Estonia. More of an economic decision, because Estonia was much more affordable, and
Compared to Norway.
I came in 2020, which is the worst year to travel,
COVID.
because my journey saw me through. It was almost like I took the desert, you know.
Wow.
Because it was almost like, because from Nigeria, then I've never traveled out of Nigeria, and I didn't know that when you book a flight, they will always fly to their home country.
First.
I didn't know that, so
okay.
I took Rwanda Air,
Oh, okay.
and we landed in Accra. I was like, okay, why are we going back? I was supposed to be flying to UAE, Dubai, and we went to Ghana. I'm like, okay, maybe they want to refuel or something. And from Ghana, they announced that we're going to Kigali. So I stood up in the plane and went to ask her, what's going on? And she was laughing like, yeah, we have to get to Kigali, and then from Kigali to Dubai, and we got to Dubai. It was a mess with the immigration, because there's this long queue, but finally I made it to Estonia in the heart of the winter, and I wasn't prepared.
You were.
They didn't tell me.
How did you? How did you Japa?
So for me, I relocated as a dependent of my husband.
Okay.
So he got a job here, and then his employer relocated him. At the time, we're not married. We were engaged to be married, but we're married. This was in 2018.
Okay.
So he came. I remember when he told me that I was coming to Estonia, my first question was, what is Estonia? Not even what is Estonia. I said, what is Estonia? And he was like, it's a country somewhere in Europe. And then I started searching. I was like, this place is far. I was like, don't worry. So he left. And then about a year after, he came back home, we got married, and then we started planning for relocation for myself. But then COVID happened, so
so you couldn't come.
I couldn't come. So I wasted like a whole year.
Wow.
The whole of 2020, I couldn't do anything. So I was just waiting.
Yeah.
And then the moment it got better, then I came. That was in 2021, September 2021. So yeah, that was how I got here.
Nice. Okay, guys, I need to mention first again that if you are in Tallinn and you need a fashion designer, a stylist.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you.
I should have mentioned it at the beginning, but while she was talking, it then clicked that
Actually,
our people. You see? You need a stylist.
Stop wearing primary.
Happy to help. Happy to help.
So guys, if you are in Tallinn, Estonia, not just Tallinn, if you are in Estonia, if you are in Europe, and you need a fashion designer, this is the person you need to go to.
Yep.
You guys know that I mentioned that I have someone. This is the other person that I have, and that's on
periods.
caps lock. Are they okay? Oh yeah. Why Baby?
To be honest, mine is similar to mine. I think the only difference is I kind of knew about Estonia, or I was already aware of Estonia by the time I was applying for school, because you were here, and I already heard the gist. Yeah, with the Iggy Agad that do happen in Estonia. Yeah. So I didn't do. I didn't stumble upon Estonia when I was looking for schools to do my to go for my masters. And then when you suggested it to me, it was either Estonia and I think UK.
Yeah.
But comparing the school fees, I had to use my brain because the money was coming out of our pocket. So yes. And then having someone here also kind of made it easier for me to decide where to, yeah. And then I started the process. I applied to only Caltech, but I applied for yeah, exactly. I got picked for the MBA, and then the drama with the visa started. I think everybody knows how dramatic it can get when you're coming to school in Estonia, especially from like
Africa.
Exactly.
We need to even say not just Africa, because for example, the Estonian
Egypt,
embassy
yes,
is
Egypt, yes.
But if you are coming from Nigeria,
especially,
Ghana,
is very, very
like,
difficult.
maybe Cameroon, I don't know, but
it's very, and I think it's gotten worse because we were the last set that could go to Israel to apply for student visa, or TRP as you call it. That has stopped. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So getting the visa, getting that was very dramatic for us. And I was coming with my husband. In fact, that my own experience was I need to write a book on it. Because we applied for visa, we paid, it was pretty expensive. That was after we had applied to Egypt. Yeah. And then Egypt was just, I wanted to say being Egyptians, but then we went with Israel. I'm telling you. We went with Israel, and I think it was a week or 2 days, I can't remember. But
few days, 3 days.
Visa came out and they omitted my name and my husband's name.
What? Wait, your name was not.
I'm not joking. This is not. It's not African magic. It was not.
So I think they had a list
of all the
students,
yeah.
Right. So we had been waiting. I'm saying we because we had been waiting for the visa for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to 2 weeks, 1 week. I was saying, okay, what's up? And she's saying, I'm not lying to you, I haven't gotten my visa. And so it was like maybe
while you were in Israel?
No, we were in Nigeria. We were supposed to leave. They were about to leave, but you have to confirm that you have your visa before you leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, because you are going to Israel. And I think it was 2 days, 3 days or 2 days to the day when they were supposed to leave. The list came out.
And their names were not there.
And their names were not there.
Just myself and
just both of them.
Ah.
It was mad.
I think it was another person, to be honest. I can't remember, but I think at that point I was just particular about
the fact that it wasn't.
It was just.
Was omitted. It was not two.
Yes, the two both of us, the husband and the wife. Anyways, the guy that was handling it said, that we shouldn't worry. He was going to.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people, especially family members, didn't believe me when I told them that my visa came out the morning that I left Nigeria.
Airport. At the airport, you need to be precise.
Yes, it came out the morning that I left Nigeria.
She went to the airport with faith.
And friends, I think I probably lost some friends because of that. Because you know how very tight-mouthed we can be, especially when it comes to traveling abroad. And I think some people thought that it was intentional. But my visa came out that morning. Anyways, we left. Funny enough, Israel was beautiful. This thing there was wonderful. The guy he did well. I mean, you paid for it and he delivered. So that one, we didn't have any issue. I think it was all just leaving Nigeria that was really dramatic. And I think it's always like that with everybody. Yeah. Once you leave Nigeria, I think, you might maybe find it a bit easier. I came here 2019.
Yes.
And then, I finished January 2022.
Guys, we've not even started the topic safe.
I'm telling you.
You have heard all the Israelite journey. You guys already know my own story. I mean, I came in 2017 I came with my husband. He came for school. I came as a dependent, but we came together, together. And I started working that same year. Yeah, December that year was when I started working, and then everything they say is history. That's how we came. But we came through the UK. Yeah, we came through the UK, because before then we had traveled. I used to travel to the UK. My husband had traveled as well. So guessing we felt that it was easier to just just go to the UK, get the visa and come here. And that was what we did. But so guys, that's our summarized Japa story, because you didn't want to know the intricacies of everything that happened. But if you can relate, if you are outside the country, let us know in the comment section how you left, what the process was like. Was it very easy? Because I know that if you're in the UK, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, you guys have an embassy in Nigeria. We don't have an embassy, and we literally have to go up and high to get here. But hey, it is what it is, and we are here. What I want to talk about now is, when we are leaving, you guys know that when we are leaving, I want to go to the abroad. And everything. We used to pick money on the floor, for example. You guys know we have like a place that we go. We have like a tree. See, the thing is that once you come, and you process your papers, they give you like a seed. So you plant the seed at the back of your house. And the funny thing is that unlike tomato and other things, this seed actually quickly grows, and you are able to start plucking money from the tree.
Mint.
And it gets better the colder you get. So now that we are in the very cold area,
we are rich. 100 euro notes. Rich people. That's what the tree gives us.
I said Bill Emmanuel. You put I was joking.
In case anyone is watching, my tree did not germinate. So I have to rely on their trees.
Baba caught away. Oh my God! Yeah, what were your expectations? I'm sure you had expectations when you're coming. What were your expectations?
So for me, I moved with a newborn. Well, not a newborn, but it was about 5 months. It was about 5 months at the time. So, of course, my life would be better abroad. Everybody,
this seed that they gave us.
So I moved. At first, it was the cold. I was confused because how can a place that people are inhabiting
be this cold? I was confused.
They are still alive.
Like a year.
It was in September, mind you. Which is, now I know that September is not even cold. Yeah. But when I just arrived, I was like the confusion.
I can even still read it on your face.
And then, okay, no wala. You got home. All right, now, back in Nigeria, I used to work with a very popular startup. Okay. And I had an executive role. So I was like, I can easily, I can easily just migrate.
Transition,
And so the job hunting process was so difficult that I started to doubt myself at some point, because I'm like, why is it so hard to get a job? Now, the jobs that are available are customer service jobs, and I've left customer service since God knows when. And I'm like, how do I? Anyway, we're there. And then it took me 6 months
to get a job.
And those were like the longest 6 months of my life, because personally, before I even got married, I was not somebody who liked to ask people for stuff or depend. I'm the firstborn of my family, so I am used to being the one that
in charge.
You understand? People, I was in charge of taking care of my siblings, of my parents. Now I come here with no money because I spent all of my money migrating, right, getting visas and all sort of things. So I now had to, be asking my husband, like, okay, I need this, I need that. At some point, I even would not ask, because it just did not come naturally to me. So I thought that, the first thing, I thought that I would get a job easily because I was hot cake back at home.
Hot cake.
But here, nobody gives a shit. As long
Say it again, please. Increase the volume. Nobody gives
Oh, shit.
Damn.
See, when you're migrating, you see all that you experience, just put it inside one bag. Lock it up and be ready to start from scratch.
Let me just chip in. I need to say that, yes, like, not that your experience doesn't matter when you have work experience. That's not what she's saying. What she's saying is, if you are the MD at your company, for example, at a company, for example, and you are migrating anywhere, not just Estonia,
You can start as a customer.
you can, I'm telling you, basic, that's what she's saying. So you need to, like I always say, manage your expectations and know that anything can literally happen. You can come as well and be I don't think you can be the MD, but nothing is impossible. But you also need to be open to the fact that you can also start as a receptionist and the world will not fall. Right? Emmanuel, give us one expectation that you had that gave you gbasgbos.
Expectations. Wow. So, I haven't read a lot about the place. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a nice place. Everybody's just singing Kumbaya. And it's lovely. And yeah. So getting here at first, I noticed that people just don't talk to you. Like,
That's actually reality.
and there was a day I saw like an African brother on the road. I was like, hello, like, and I was just, what's wrong with this guy?
Really?
Yeah, and like I was really new then, and I was like, and it was COVID. So
It's not because of COVID. I don't think it's because when we came, it was, I think it was a bit better. But now that we are now like sand in the deserts. Before, it felt like an obligation.
Yeah.
To say hello. I thought you wanted to say you a Caucasian, but I didn't know it was an African. Normally, before it felt like an obligation that anytime you see a black person like yourself, you must. It was like an unsaid rule.
You must.
So you must. I even still do it till now, but it's just that now I've noticed that because we are a lot. When you say hi to some people, they are like, "I'm there, you know."
yeah. So the job thing too. When I was leaving, I had a very, very nice boss, and she told me that, Emmanuel, I'm not going to take your resignation. Yeah. So she was like, go for like 3 months. If you feel like coming back,
your job will still be waiting.
The door is opened, and I came still doing a few things for my old company in Nigeria, and the first 3 months, I became sacked.
I'm telling you.
I was like, what is going on? One, it was too cold, and my body was not adjusting to it. I was having this nose bleeding every time I go out. And I remember this experience. I went out, it was so cold, I went out without gloves, and then I had this like frostbite thing. So I ran back in and put my hands in the tap, not knowing you don't do it. It was a very I couldn't write for like 2 days, and it was crazy. And with work, like I was able to get a job within the first
I think you guys
3 months. So I would say
I'm a grace.
I was lucky, but like she said, you have to be ready to start again. You have to start from somewhere, build yourself. Sometimes your qualifications from Nigeria don't just apply here. Not like they are not valid, but they have a different setting here. Like, for example, you're a lawyer from Nigeria. The system of laws there is quite different. You have to
the language thing.
Get the language qualification, like write the bar exams, and be ready to start again.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Do I even need to say anything? Because I feel like it's similar. Like, I think we all.
What other expectations that you had?
I mean,
I think the basic ones are usually
job,
job.
I think I saw Shege Pro Max, regarding jobs, because I had to start with menial jobs, like they call them blue collar, but the menial job, that was what I started with. Kitchen assistant. That wasn't too bad actually, because I was helping with salad making and some other stuff. Then afterwards, I did some horrible jobs. I'm thankful. When I say horrible, there were jobs that I didn't expect that I would come here to do.
From the position that you were coming from.
Yeah, so I don't want to belittle it because it gave me money. And, I don't regret anything actually. But I did those kind of jobs. I did dishwashing. I did some other things that, I won't even mention. And then the person that I was working with that was supposed to be like the hiring company, the lady was also trying to play smart, so she would she would bill the main employer, let's say for instance €10, and then pay you €3. So yes. So I think I remembered the December of 2020. I got home from one of my weird jobs and I'd cut my hand, and my husband was really angry. Like, he was really angry. It was like I could see the sadness in his face, and he was like, you're not doing this anymore. And there I sat down crying. While I was still crying, this lady sent me my schedule for the next month and was like, you know what, just reply and tell her that you're not working with her anymore. So I did that, I don't know, in faith. And then January of 2021, I got a new job, a better paying job. No, sorry. December of 2019, this happened. January of 2020, COVID happened. No, not COVID happened. I got a new job, then COVID happened. And then I lost the job. I think I only worked for like 3 or 4 months. It was a good place, good people. And it was just a random guy that referred me to the place. And then I did that, and then it happened. And then I had to stay home for like a month or 2, got another job. It was okay, it was better. I was still like in the kitchen, but nothing as bad as the ones I did in 2019. And then my new job came. But this particular company, I'd applied to it, I think, 2 times before I finally got in 2021. But anyways, the offer came, work got settled. Of course, I had a different expectation because I was coming also from like a head of department, but I had to start with customer support. We move.
Oh.
But I think the other thing that I wasn't expecting, and I feel like is one thing that maybe we don't talk about a lot as maybe Nigerians, I think it's getting better, but is the fact that depression exists.
It's a lonely place.
Yes.
It is.
Unfortunately, our culture is not welcoming of such conversations. And then when you now leave to somewhere like this, where you probably don't have like family members around, you don't have like close friends, and you have to start the process of making new friends. And then you're in a country where it's cold like 7 months out of the 12 months. You're probably indoors almost every time. You will get depressed at some point. And I got depressed here. I think I understood the meaning of depression here. And that was one thing that I struggled with, because I didn't think that it would be me. When things happen and you would not think that in your lifetime would happen to you, well, yes, depression happened to me here. And it was crazy. So if I had any expectation, my expectations didn't include depression. That was one thing that I got here, and it was like a shocker for me. And I'm also thankful that I went through it, because I kind of understood better, or I understand it better now, when people are dealing with things like that, and how to maybe help them navigate it, yes.
Me, how are my expectations? Let me see. Of course, everything, the money thing, that money thing is actually very important. And they met my expectation with the seed that they gave us. I mean, I've been here for a while. So it's booming.
It's a forest now.
Yeah, it's a forest. But what can we do? One of the things, major things are these actually, but one of the things I thought of yesterday when I was thinking about this conversation that we're going to have was that a lot of people don't talk about place of worship. We live a place like where we are, known. We've known all our lives. I might be a Christian, you're a Muslim, a traditionalist. One of the things that people don't talk about is you can get to a place and you will not find a place to worship, whatever worship is to you. And even when you have options, it might not be what actually suits you. But I think that's one shocker for me, or that's one expectation that I won't say I had, but I didn't think of it. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Let me put it like that. But it is actually a big deal. But let us know in the comment section, guys, what are your expectations? If you've traveled, if you've relocated, what were your expectations before you left your country of residence? And if you are planning on traveling, or you would like to travel in the nearest future, what are the expectations that you have? But we also need to mention that I keep saying it. Oh, lonely, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
It can be very lonely, and we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But yeah, it can be very lonely. We are giving you a break.
Music interlude.
These are the things that we do when we don't want to be lonely. So we are back from the commercial break. Did you enjoy that commercial break? Should I give it for you again? It's Rocket that taught me. Oh. All right, guys. So culture shocks is what I would like to talk about. I think I should go first on this one.
Please.
Whoa. Tell Estonia, my mother tongue. In this Estonia, guys, Estonia is a beautiful place. I personally love Estonia. I don't know. When I tell people sometimes, they're like, what do you like about Estonia? I like the fact that it's just serene, it's calm, it's quiet. Maybe because we grew up in this very busy, one of the busiest cities in Africa, a lot of people. So having this serene place, for me, it works well for me. I love it. I love living in Estonia. I mean, I've been in Estonia now for almost 6 years at this point, and I still love it. When you say wow, you're like, it's a preview. But yeah, but one of the things I would say, one of the things that shocked me, especially because Nigerians are bubbly people. If you meet a quiet Nigerian, he's still bubbly. He's just quiet, right? One of the things that shocked me in when I got to Estonia is how reserved they can be.
Yep.
I think the reservation is not even for me. I think it's the fact that you say tere. Tere is how you say hello to someone. So tere is hello in Estonia. And some of them will look at you dead in the face
and not answer.
and not reply. I'm like, yeah, you're late now. All you need to say is just tere. But
the weird thing is when conversations like regarding this particular thing, especially on expats in Italian page, you see a lot of locals say stuff like that's their culture, that's how they are, it's nothing personal. But I feel like I can understand that, I think every culture has that thing that is peculiar to them. But I also feel like respect or culture shouldn't negate respect or courtesy.
Courtesy, you say.
Courtesy. If you don't want to say hello and the other person doesn't say hello, fine. But if someone says hello to you, I feel like just acknowledge.
Acknowledge that you're not there.
Acknowledge.
People is that they have to have a reason to talk to you. They find it difficult to meet a total stranger
and start a conversation.
Yeah.
Even your next door neighbor, I found it weird when I moved. Like I did not know who my neighbors were.
Same here.
If I meet them on the road, I don't know. Because you just walk past. I can't, because I'm short. I'm not very tall. So before I even look up and see your face, they've gone. When we meet in the elevator and I'm like taking a good look, oh hi, Tere. And I'll be like, oh, let me fuck up. Right? And that is so different from
where
back
we're
home because
from.
no, it takes a village.
The funny thing is that even if you pass and you don't say hi, Awa, are you okay?
Oh, Yeah.
Hey, it's so
no. They see you struggling because when before I came here, I had a baby while I was still waiting for my visa and everything. So I moved into a new apartment with my newborn baby. The people around, like I was a new tenant too. They were so helpful. The woman by my neighbor, my next door neighbor, she's a grown woman, like a mommy. I call her mommy. She would come and help me bathe my child. She would, whenever she's going to the market, she come and tell me, but do you need something? I would give her my list. She would go, you see here, when I moved here, I didn't have a job. My husband would have gone to work. So I would say, today is a good day to work around.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah. And we're staying on the 3rd floor. Our house at the time did not have
elevator.
No, it had elevator, but I think that period it was bad. So everybody had to use stairs. I said, okay, how do I do this? Okay, you know what? Let me first carry the stroller down. I will now come back and carry the baby and put the baby inside the stroller.
Yes.
That was how I went the first time.
Did you see your stroller?
I didn't even see anybody.
Okay.
Now, I did not account that it snowed that morning. And people had not walked that path.
So it was still
very fresh, crispy snow. And I was there, like Omolanke, pushing the thing. People were just walking past me. That day, I sat down on the road and at the you'll see some bus stops that have benches.
Yeah.
I got tired that I just sat on one bench and I started to cry.
Oh.
As I'm thinking about it now, go say I'm getting teary.
So sorry.
And I just called my husband. I said, see, I don't know where I am, but come and get me. He said, but I'm at work. I said, I don't give a shit. Come and get me. And I was okay, you know what? Just send me your location. And so I sent him my location on WhatsApp. And then in like 45 minutes or so, he got there. And I was like, did somebody hit you? When we got home, I said, I'm going back to Nigeria.
You know?
Book me a flight.
I'm living here. This shitty place.
I was like, what happened? And then I started to explain. I was like, okay. First things first. Before you go out, check the weather. Look outside.
Look at the window.
Before you decide. I mean, I just could not
fathom it.
You don't have to be a cheerful person, or it's just basic courtesy and common sense. Like, you see somebody struggling, at least you offer help. Then I can say, oh no, I've got it or something.
It's happened to me before. I took a bus and I was with my baby and I came out with shoe at the time. So there's a way you bring out the stroller from the bus.
Yeah, you turn
it to the back. Yeah. I didn't know when I first did it. So I usually go head on. So I'll push the front and I was struggling this day, and the bus was about to close, and people were looking at me. And I'm like, you guys. It was one day I was in the bus. I wasn't with my baby that day. And I saw a woman struggling. No, she did it. Like, she turned it, and I'm like, this is secret. That's actually, but it's happened to me once, actually, that I was struggling before I figured it out. That one guy actually, that day, the guy helped me push the stroller in the bus. And I literally stood in front of the bus. I was like, you were so shocked that like somebody can help me in this Estonia. it took me like 2 seconds. Like, your baby is inside, you're outside. My friend enter. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You think he gave me a house?
Yeah. And my experience was with the snow too. I was driving and I just drove into the snow bank and couldn't get out. And I was struggling, put on the hazard lights. People were driving past. And it's a residential area, and this old woman was looking at me from her window, and she came down. She came down with the snow. Shovel. She took the key, was able to maneuver the car out, and she was like, "Where did you learn to drive?" kind of thing. And it was really nice that day, that someone could help.
Yeah. I think we've lived the same life, because here, I think the kindest people that I've met, were elderly people. Yeah. Personally, I don't know about any other person. I know a lot. That was I said personally. Yeah. Like, the first 2 places that I worked, I had another elderly woman that was working in the kitchen as well, but she was in another section. And then, because I was a contract staff, I wasn't entitled to the lunch. She would give me a lunch and meal tickets every day, even days that I said no. She would always enforce it and ask me to take the meal ticket just to go have lunch. When I'm done, when I come down, then we gist, and then she would tell me how our weekend went, the appointments. You know, if I see her and I'm not even sure, I'll recognize her, but she was so pleasant. The other place as well, it was another elderly woman. This one was, you know how the typical Nigerian grandmas would treat you. That was my experience. She would go into the fridge, scoop ice cream, put cherries on it, and then give them to me and tell me to take it. And I'm like, what? No, this is not my lunch. Why will I just randomly take ice cream? And when I refuse, she will insist. And she was a Russian lady, but she was very pleasant. Now, I've met some young people that were not nice. So personally, I think I've had like better experiences with elderly. Yeah.
I think for me, it's a mix of elderly people and nice. But I feel like at this point a few years down the line, I then figured that it's a personality thing. If you're a bad person, I just say you're a shitty person. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person, But yeah, I mean, that was one shock. And I think another thing was the fact that you say this language thing. Okpo.
Sorry, I don't speak English.
Yeah. Like they're telling,
and they say that to you in English.
Yeah.
but you know that I heard that it's actually better in Estonian. That if you go to Germany, for example, they speak English, but they'll be looking at you.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Like you will speak to them. At least here they'll tell you English like this. They'll tell you I speak, but not very well.
Yeah.
They say I heard that in Germany, if you go, the person speaks English, but the person will be literally looking at you like.
Yeah. I think it's a thing of pride for them, along with.
I mean, it should.
People in France as well, because they believe that if you're going to come to their country, the least you can do is to learn basic things, and
it's a kind of a thing of respect too.
That's why I actually say to people that I feel like it's respect. Yeah.
Let's not take it that far. I understand the necessity or the importance of learning, the language. For instance, if you're in Estonia, it will just make your life easier if you understand it. But let's also understand that people learn differently. Some people struggle, especially as adults, having to learn new things. It's not, for some people, it's not intentional. Of course, you can't, I can't ignore the fact that there will be people who are just maybe lazy or just don't want to learn it. You always have those people. But I don't think that for people that maybe are struggling with just learning or understanding new languages, I don't think that.
No, we're talking about people who think that there's no need for them to.
Yeah, I'm just saying, let's spell it out. So you don't.
No. That's what I say. Like if you come to, in my own opinion, and I'm entitled to it. If I come to a place and I'm like, okay, here they speak Yoruba, for example, and I've lived 1, 2, 3, and you're telling me, I think you should learn a car for it, and I'm like, what do I need it for? I feel like it's because sometimes when you speak to some Estonians and you speak the normal tere that anybody knows, the smile that it brings to their faces, you're like, okay, we are here to something. And I feel like it would be the same thing if you come to my state, for example, you come to my country and I see that I'm speaking Yoruba, I'm like, wow, nice,
Mixing up my
tere
with, like, I say good morning in the night and all that. But at least you're speaking.
but really, when it comes to relocation, really, what are the things that you think that people that have relocated don't really like? They don't hammer.
Mental health.
Yeah.
I think that's like the most important.
Like they don't. I feel like some people talk about mental health, but they don't.
I think they just start
on the surface. They just scratch.
They don't. No, I don't even feel like they talk.
Yeah, they just scratch the surface.
On the surface, they don't say how deep.
They don't get in there.
Yes.
How deep it can get.
Yeah.
Well, I say it. I think I want to say that. I mean, never say never, but I feel like one thing that you cannot avoid is that mental health struggle. If you're leaving your country of origin to a different country, because I mean, you are going to a different place that you probably know nothing about.
I didn't say that it's not about money.
Yes.
Whether having money or not.
Yes.
Please continue.
You'll be exposed to different people, different cultures. We just talked about how Estonian culture is a bit different to what we are used to. Especially if you're coming from somewhere like Nigeria, where you're used to your gate man knowing your business. Overly friendly. The random person down the street knows everybody in your family. and then you come to a place where you have to, I don't know, just figure out life on your own, and you don't have anybody around. He will hit you.
Yeah.
He do hit you sometime. And what I want to say, see, when it happens, if you ever get to that space, if all you can do is cry, please cry. Don't go and be doing Mario. See, there's a don't go and be doing I can do everything to cry. You can do it, but I'm just saying, find a channel to express whatever it is that you're bottling up. Also, you see that thing that I think that we are very used to. I think it's very common in our culture. I don't want to share my problems with other people so that they will not complicate it. I am guilty of it. I'm not a sharer. If I jab you,
I was about to say, mommy,
I'm a honest person. I will say it. I'm not a sharer. Yeah. You literally have to dip your hand down my throat. Just find your people, find your community is what I'm trying to say. When I say community or find your people, I'm not saying your fellow Nigerians or your fellow Indians or Europeans or Estonians. Just people you gel with, people you trust, people that you're comfortable sharing certain things with. Mental health is very, I don't know, like I feel like if you give me 30 minutes, I'll continue to talk about this thing because my eye have shit shaking in this country. You know. And then I feel like another thing, apart from mental health, is you miss your family members. Oh, Jesus. Hard girl. I don't used to miss. I cannot wait to see my mother. I cannot wait to see my sister. Like, you miss your family members. You miss those local food. You miss walking down the streets and buying fried akara. Little things that you would not think that, or you would not have even imagined that you miss it. Yeah. Maybe someone should take the floor because I can spend 1 hour talking about these things that you miss.
I'm going to add something to that, like and in finding community, you have to go to community.
Yes. Intentional.
Not come to you.
Be intentional.
I think most people travel with that mindset of, I'm going to recreate myself. I want to be alone. I don't want anybody in my business. You're going to suffer it.
Yeah.
I did that, and even before I left Nigeria, I think I wasn't religious. I wasn't really going to church. No one told me here, I just find myself attending services now because that's the only that one time in the week
because you get to work.
That there's like semblance of home. Yeah, like the first month here, I walked into a church, a Baptist church. I'm Baptist from home, and it's not like anything I've ever seen, like apart from the language barrier. Of course, the people were warm. They came to greet me after service, but it's not the same thing. So we should find community.
So I need to let me add a bit to that. Is that in finding community? See, abroad is such a very sensitive place to be. Wherever you are, and this is not just being black or being Nigerian, when you are away from home and away from the support system that you've had all these years, that you are used to, opening up to people can be a bit difficult because you really don't know who is who. And what I would say is take your time. Know people, find people. Nobody will come to your house to look for you. So go to gatherings. Just in all of that, just be careful as well who you open up to, but once you find that person or people that you see that these people resonate with me, they are not just here for the gossip. They actually care, because actually you will find people that actually genuinely care for you. I've known Ronke even before I came to Estonia, but I've met people here, for example, who I know that genuinely care for me, and if I need to talk to people, I have people to go to. And I feel like it's a very important, that this is one thing that I always ram to people. You are not an island. You can't be an island. If you're an island, you can't even make it in Nigeria, not talk of here, that you don't have anybody. So it is very important that, I think this is something that people don't really talk about as well, as much as they should. You need to get to know people. You need to have people in your corner. I know that I'm shouting, but I need you to hear me at the back of the stadium. Ebon.
So it's just, I don't have like a new point. It's still this on this same topic. I would say that closed mouths do not get fed. You have to I used to say, before I came here, I used to say, oh, like, even now, I'm still reserved, but my reservation now is,
It's promised. Reservation with sense.
right. So you cannot, I understand that there are some people that are like genuine introverts. They cannot, keep conversation with other people. They just like to be by their own. If you are that person, my dear sister, my dear brother, start trying to do better, right? Because when you come here, you're literally by yourself. I used to tell my husband then that if I had moved here by myself, I am very sure I would have gone back home. I still mentioned it to Ade which time like that. I was like, if I come here by myself, I don't think I would have survived it. I would have gone back home because I still had my experiences, but with my husband giving me like soft landing. So now imagine if, and I'm still complaining, that, it was like this, it was like this. Now imagine if that soft landing was not there. That's loleo. So you have to, I'm grateful for my husband though, but even after him, or when we put him by the side, I had to make conscious efforts to, be, talk to people. I try to, be selective with the kind of people that I allow in my space, because I've had an encounter with one person like that. He didn't lock up, but but right, I just be opening your mouth and be talking, right? Because people are not going to come to you. It is you that we,
you have to make the effort.
Yes, so you have to, exactly, that's the point. You have to make the efforts, right? And that's basically it.
So I want to drop this last point. Let me just drop this. It's somewhat outside of what we're talking about, but it's still relevant and important to living abroad and, flourishing abroad. My dear brother, my dear sister, my dear mommy and daddies, that you are in the land of Europe or anywhere outside of your country of origin, please take care of yourself. And when I mean take care of yourself, I will use us or Nigerians as an example. We have a culture that is more or less kind of built around you as the person outside the country working and then catering for the people back home. And in the midst of doing that, most of the time, yes, you forget. Yeah, exactly. You abandon yourself, you abandon your dreams, you forget to take care of yourself. You are the one doing the work, but you are the one still suffering. Please do not feel bad about enjoying. Do not feel bad about spending your money, especially if you're working so hard for it. I'm not saying do not take care of your family members. I'm not saying do not take care of your friends, your parents. Please do that, because it's also a blessing, But in the midst of that, do not forget to take care of yourself as well. Don't feel bad if you work for your money and you work really hard for it and you're craving €100, €200 bag. My dear, pull it out if you have it. And of course, in me saying this, do not also forget your priorities. I'm not saying that you should now be extravagant and then spend foolishly, but please just be intentional about taking care of yourself. I feel like we don't talk about that as well. You see a lot of videos on the internet about people or family members just frustrating maybe their child or their sister that is abroad. Yes, they're not sending money back home. And sometimes, not everybody is that strong to say, this is what I want to do, or I'm going to continue living my life. Some of us, you just fold and then continue sending the money. I'm not saying don't send money. I'm just saying do not forget yourself as well in the process. Take care of yourself. Look fly. If you want to take yourself out, please go out. Have lunch, have dinner. You just enjoy this life. It do short, it do short. Please.
And if you are at home, wherever you are, and you have somebody that is living abroad, check up on them. Be kind to them.
Send them gifts. It's not only people in the abroad that can send gifts to. Send them. Buy things on Amazon. Buy things online. Please. Editor about me increase volume and by you.
But really.
Send them money too.
Check up on them.
Buy food stuff and send them. Not only you collect every time. Don't be Nigerian police. Okay, I've carried but see, don't be the only person collecting. Give.
It's also difficult, like wherever you are, like things are not easy. There's inflation everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more difficult when you are not with your support system.
Yeah.
So if you are watching it and you have people abroad, check up on them. Be kind to them. Be kind to people. I mean, if you can be anything, be kind. I want to say something that there's something that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
The reality of us, we that were living in countries that don't speak English, raising your child in that country.
Yeah.
I have a son, and one of the things that is priority to me and my husband is him speaking Yoruba. Yoruba is my dialect. If you're Nigerian, I am half Yoruba, half Calabar. So it means that I am not a full-blown Yoruba girl, but I cannot speak Calabar. And it's one of the things that pains me the most, especially now because my mom is late. So it feels like I don't have
A part of her.
anything like
Connects you to.
that connect, apart from of course our siblings that I see and I have a relationship with. So, and I feel like it's so. I was speaking to Ebon this afternoon because our kindergartens here are Estonian speaking kindergartens and Russian speaking kindergartens, I would say. Now we have a few English speaking kindergartens, but they are pretty expensive.
They are private, so yeah.
So, and they are private. And people don't talk about the reality of the fact that you have to. I saw a video of Yomi Fash. Fashlan, so I don't know if he's a Yoruba, he's a Nollywood actor. And he made this video and saying that people abroad, we abroad are not doing so much to imbibe the culture and then have our children speak our languages. And the lady that he was speaking with was telling the lady is in Canada, was telling Yomi Fash that is Indians.
Oh yes, I saw the video that
Is Indians, that speak Nigerian children how to speak Yoruba, and Igbo, and everything. And in as much as I felt, oh my God, why would an Indian be teaching, Nigerians how to speak? We forget how hard it is. I'm speaking as a parent, how hard it is to ensure that your child speaks your language. I am in Estonia. I am happy in Estonia. I love it in Estonia. But my child has to speak Estonian. It has to speak English, and I have to teach him Yoruba. And there's also the fear of if I mix these languages together, won't it be delayed?
Yeah, actually, that happens.
Not
that
really
happens
true,
to me.
because I'm a good example of that. Children at that age have the capacity to
pick.
That's
what people say.
That is the
But let me tell you something.
Definition.
Yeah, let me tell you something
son did
that
not start to speak
I have
until almost 2.
Children are different. But from what I've heard from mothers who have done it, I know a mom that said that she came to Estonia and the child was speaking English. Came to Estonia and then went mute.
Yeah.
Wow.
She gets.
Yeah.
So there's as much as I am pro speak, like I'm going to teach my child Yoruba. It is something that it is my life mission. Yeah, but the reason why I raise it is that people don't talk about the parents, what we have to go through.
Yeah.
And let's be realistic. Most of the reasons why we are here is in the long run to give our kids
a better
life, better opportunities.
Yeah.
But the fact that what we have to do to get there,
yeah,
I feel like we don't. Yeah, I feel like people that are living in English-speaking countries, like it's watered down. We that live in Europe, because it's only in the UK that you know that it's English.
Yeah,
but we that live in other parts of Europe, we have.
Yeah, you just have to be intentional about it and also put in the work
and know that you are going to have to do the work.
Yes, it will be hard. I can tell you that for free, because when I moved here, we was a baby when we moved, so nothing. But at home, normally we speak English, because between myself and my husband, we speak English most of the time, right? And then around when he started going to school, then he was grasping. He wasn't speaking, but when you say, "Oh, live there," he would bring it. He would answer you. He would respond. But then when he started to go to school, then it was as if he regressed. Right? Because
trying to adjust.
And
I was worried because
but on you as a parent,
I was as a parent,
it will take a toll on you.
Number one, your brain is going to be on overdrive all the time. So, and then I have this, will I say a gift? So I don't know. I'm just very attentive. That it was like 2 weeks after I had gone to school for like 2 weeks. I was telling my husband that something is off. Like it just became quiet. It doesn't utter as much. At least it will be babbling. It was not babbling. It was not mute, but it had reduced. I was telling my brother that we should go see the doctor. And then he was, man, now he's not saying. We are just over. I said okay. And then I gave it 2 more weeks, and then I was like, no, something is clearly wrong. And then we went to see the pediatrician. I also said I was to see a speech therapist.
Yeah.
They said the pediatrician was like, no, that I should just give him a bit more time, because again, he's just trying to grab, because now all of his life he has been hearing English most of the time, and then all of a sudden now for like 8 hours a day, he's hearing something
5 times a week.
Yeah, 5 times a week. He's hearing something totally different around him, and he's trying to understand what is going. And he's a child, really. So, and then I was like, okay. So the doctor then said, okay, what we should do at home is we should get flashcards in English, and then whatever other language you want him to learn, and then we should start playing him educational things at home, that even if we're not conversing with him, he should be seeing these things when he gets home. So what he does is his brain is now able to differentiate that at home we speak this English. And this is what we do. In school, this and that is what we do. It took a while. I spent
Now imagine the emotional toll that you see. I think because me have asked, so I kind of I'm not ready, but I'm kind of like prepared.
You know what to expect exactly.
But imagine that I'm just a mom that just got here with my child. I'm thinking, this child needs to speak, and so I feel like if you are also thinking of relocating to a non-English speaking country, it's something that you need to be ready to do, put in the work. And if you are also already here and you want your child to speak like your dialect, for example, your language, we all need to just put in the extra effort. I just wanted to mention, just like mental health, I feel like this is not also talked about because it takes a toll on the parents.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
So what would you do differently Anyone?
Okay, first, don't buy winter jackets from Nigeria. It's a very bad idea.
He will not catch any cold.
Winter jacket in Nigeria is for summer here.
Yeah.
Don't
do it. Don't do it. I think for me, maybe I would have taken my time.
Okay.
With the relocation process.
No rush it.
Yes, I think it was kind of rushed for us. Maybe I would have taken more time, be more prepared, financially, emotionally. Of course, that emotional part, you cannot, you can't be fully prepared, but I feel like, I don't know, I think I underestimated some aspect of me living abroad. And then, when I got here and reality.
What days here?
I didn't have.
Do you think you are?
I didn't have support to bounce back like as quickly as I would have loved to. So maybe I would have just taken my time with the whole process if I were to do it again.
Ebon, would you do anything differently?
I'm thinking. Let's go to Emmanuel.
I think for me, I think for me, maybe because when I left, I went to the UK. My sister stays in the UK.
Yeah.
So I remember when we had gone to apply for a visa, she literally sat me down, myself and my husband. She was like, Ejoko, let me tell you the reality of living abroad. And then she went on, she just like, Japa, when you get there, anything that is legal, be ready to do. Just know that it is a means to an end. It is not your end. So for every time I would go to do, like, because I had a restaurant job when I got here, because I was like, just give me anything as long as it's legal before I got my 9 to 5. And I would go and I would come back, I would talk to her, she would be like, want to share it, Abi? Because of course there was subtle racism here and there. I'm not going to shy from it. It is the reality, it is the truth. And that's another thing we need to talk about as well. There's racism when you leave the country. I just pray that you don't have the bigger hit of it. That's the truth. So when those will happen, she would call me and she'll be like, what happened? And I would tell her, and she'll be like, I told you. She would pep talk me again. So I didn't have like anything to. So every time it would feel like maybe I wanted to make a mistake, she was there to like, come here, which is another thing that we said. You need a support system. If you're planning to relocate and you have someone that has relocated, maybe it might be nice to hear from them what the truth is, not the tree that is at the back of our house that is growing. The tree is still there, we are watering it, but
so to round up, I'll just say I would have managed my expectations better. Because I just what I had in my mind was my life is going to be 10 times better. In fact, I told my mother, I will build that our house, I will remodel it.
Yes. Ebu, please, when we leave here, I'll give you the key to where the tree is. So you can go and complete that house.
I have made mouth. Well, not made mouth, but I told them that, I will do this, I will do that, I will do. Maybe also because I'm a first child. So I was like, I will do this, I will do that. And then they had told, they were expecting me to do this. That I said I will do. And then 1 year. No, 1 year. 3 months. 6 months. 1 year. I'm a dating back to the lower painter. Hey, we are getting that coat because the mass is not mass. So I think what I would have done differently was to manage my expectations. In fact, when you want to travel abroad, have zero expectations.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's easy for you to navigate from there, as opposed to having an expectation like this, and then coming here and it's like this. And then you're like, what is this distance? What's going on? Right? I think you're going to really, really struggle. So, basically, that's it.
And it is possible, my dear people, that you relocate and your life is not better.
Yes.
Yep.
There is no guarantee that when you leave your country of residence, you are going to be richer, better for it. It is possible that when you get there, life is not better and you might have to go back home. And it is okay.
Yeah.
The life is not good. There's no shame in it. Molo. I'm back home. My people will say, tí iwájú ò bá ṣe lọ, ẹ̀yìn á ṣe padà sí. If you cannot move forward, you go back to where you're coming from. And it's okay. There's nothing to be shameful about it. Right? So I think,
and if you're one of those people that used to look down on people that have Japa and
went back home,
shame on you.
We are not judging you, but what is judging you is with you.
Shame on you. Me, I'm judging you. Shame on you, because I feel like that's another reason why people don't go back home when they need to or when they have to. Yes, because some people will actually outrightly shame you to your face. If you are one of those people,
shame on you.
I'm doing with my chest. Shame on you.
Shame.
Wow, we ended it on a shameful note.
On a not shameful note, if you are watching us and you are already abroad and you like it here, we are happy that you like it. If you don't like it abroad, please go back home. There's no shame in it, really. Home is where your heart is. And if your heart is back home, please go back home. And, maybe re-strategize. Think of what other things that you can do to make, life better. You don't have to. If it's not working, please, or if you don't want to go back home, look for somewhere else to go. Think of somewhere else to go that would, you think would work for you. And on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed these conversations that we had. Japa. You guys must dance.
London.
Emmanuel. Hey, guess.
Chalo, Canada.
Guess. See you again. Okay, step first. That's it. But thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us today. I hope you guys had an amazing time. Please don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. More conversations like this are coming your way. Let me know in the comment section if you have a particular topic that you want us to talk about. I'll bring my friends again to talk about it. But thank you so much, guys, for hanging with us, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time, Jesus loves you. Bye.
Bye.